I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore. They agree with you. She doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television. And it's like they say the thing that people are thinking, but they say it very directly, so they expose whatever truth.
But Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say.
All right, everyone, buckle up. This story is making waves everywhere, and you'll want to hear every detail. Former First Lady Melania Trump is suing The View for a jaw-dropping $100 million. Yes, you heard that right, $100 million. This legal showdown has grabbed the media's attention, leaving everyone asking the same question. How did it come to this? Let's break it down. This all began when Melania Trump decided to take legal action against the hosts of The View over comments made during a live broadcast. These remarks weren't just controversial, they were deeply personal, and in Melania's view, crossed a line. So what exactly was said? During a recent episode, the host weighed in on Melania's time in the White House. Their tone? Far from kind. One host went as far as to claim that Melania seemed miserable in her role as First Lady. But they didn't stop there. They speculated about her personal life, suggesting that she might not enjoy being married to Donald Trump and even implying that she doesn't like him. Ouch. The criticism didn't end with her personal life. They took aim at her choices as First Lady, from her White House redecoration projects to her handling of holiday traditions, particularly Christmas. The picture they painted was harsh. A woman struggling to meet expectations and possibly dissatisfied.
Critics are going hard after a liberal media member for vile comments about Melania Trump. The former First Lady appears to signal her support for reproductive rights in a video out yesterday.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
And this take is pretty shocking.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
Wow. I mean, that is violent. They've got to stop talking like it.
With her role, it's no surprise that these remarks struck a nerve. But Melania wasn't about to let it slide. She responded with a defamation lawsuit, arguing that the statements made by the hosts were not only untrue, but also damaging to her reputation. For Melania, this isn't just about feeling offended. It's about standing up for her name and making it clear that baseless attacks on her character won't be tolerated. Enter Joe Rogan. The popular podcast host and media commentator didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on the situation. Rogan criticized The View for what he called hypocrisy, pointing out how Donald and Melania Trump were once welcomed on the show with applause and smiles. Fast forward to today, and the hosts seem to have turned against them entirely. Rogan suggested this shift was less about principle and more about politics, calling it a calculated move. But Rogan didn't stop there. In his trademark blunt style,
Because I do want to get back to this point with the left and Melania Trump. Why can't she just be her own woman and have separate?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And I
look,
agree.
The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
They were afraid of that remark. That was their problem.
So why did they?
he accused the show of prioritizing sensationalism over meaningful conversation. At one point, he even joked about the collective intelligence of the hosts, quipping that their combined IQ might not even reach triple digits. His audience loved it, and the comment quickly became a talking point online. So why does this case matter? It's not just another celebrity lawsuit. It raises critical questions about the limits of free speech and what can or cannot be said about public figures. If Melania wins this case, it could set a legal precedent, forcing media outlets and talk shows to think twice before making personal comments about high-profile individuals. The implications go beyond The View. This could reshape how public discourse is conducted in the media. Of course,
one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I wanted to play this, but we decided we shouldn't play it. We don't want anybody to have any sort of a way to get it down. The episode of you when you were on The View, when you were running for president.
Right.
Donald Trump is a billionaire, a real estate mogul, and a television star. But does he really want to add President of the United States to his resume? A lot of people would like him to.
You got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
Please let's find out, and please welcome my friend, Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
How you doing? We're so happy to have you. Whenever you're on with us, we're very happy.
We love it.
They're talking about you in such a favorable light. The audience was cheering, and then you actually started winning in the polls, and then the machine started working towards you.
Joe Biden knows how to do this. Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
But this isn't the first time The View has found itself at the center of controversy. But this time feels different. After all, Melania isn't just any public figure. She's a former First Lady of the United States. The stakes are sky high, not just for her, but for the media as a whole. It's a battle between free speech and personal reputation, and the outcome could have long-lasting effects. But wait, there's more to the story. Some have speculated that the timing of this lawsuit is no coincidence. As Melania steps into the spotlight with this legal battle, her husband, Donald Trump, is making headlines for entirely different reasons. This has led to whispers about whether the lawsuit is a strategic move to shift the media's attention back to Melania, or simply an outpouring of frustration that's been building up for years.
About that.
Allegedly, he was cheating while Melania was pregnant.
That was all. That's not going to come in front of the jury, though. The judge has ruled that.
We're on television now. And then after Melania gave birth to the baby, he found Stormy to strip around with, right?
Yeah.
It's like people should look at him and say, you know, what kind of an insecure jerk are you? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my wife's pregnant. I'm not attracted to her big belly or something. And now she's paying attention to the baby and not me.
When Melania Trump decided to file a lawsuit, she wasted no time. It's not every day that someone in her position, constantly in the public eye, opts to take swift legal action. High-profile individuals often brush off controversies or release carefully worded statements to defuse situations. But Melania didn't choose the path of least resistance. Instead, she went all in, making it clear that this isn't just about responding to a single controversy. It's about setting boundaries and holding people accountable for their words and actions. This lawsuit isn't just a matter of pride, it's a firm stand to protect her image. The $100 million figure associated with her claim sends a strong signal she's serious about the damage she alleges has been done to her reputation. For Melania, this is far from a fleeting issue.
Now you know who has been bragging all over the campaign trail about how he's the one that overturned Roe v. Wade. But apparently, his wife has different thoughts on the reproductive rights after posting this video plugging her memoir. Take a look.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
It's about defending her legacy and pushing back against what she perceives as harmful and false narratives. What's especially striking is the broader conversation this case sparks. It raises key questions about privacy, media responsibility, and free speech. How much privacy should public figures like Melania Trump expect? Should they be forced to accept constant scrutiny? Or are there limits to what the media and others can say about them? At the same time, where do we draw the line between expressing opinions and making statements that are harmful or untrue? This lawsuit has the potential to be a landmark moment in media law. Legal experts are already discussing how its outcome could shape the way public figures are portrayed in the press, whether they're politicians, celebrities, or even family members of well-known individuals. A victory for Melania could lead to tighter regulations on how the media approaches personal stories, forcing outlets to tread more carefully when reporting on sensitive topics. Not everyone agrees with Melania's approach, though. Critics have been quick to question her motives, suggesting this legal action could be a bid for attention. Others argue that she's genuinely trying to protect her reputation and set clear boundaries for how she expects to be treated by the press. The truth likely lies somewhere in the middle. Regardless of her intent, the case has thrust an important issue into the spotlight. Even public figures deserve protection from harmful and misleading claims. As the case unfolds, it's clear that the stakes are far higher than just money. This is about redefining the relationship between fame, privacy, and accountability. If Melania wins, it could force media outlets and talk shows to rethink how they handle controversial topics involving public figures. On the flip side, if she loses, it could reaffirm the idea that individuals in the public eye have to tolerate a certain level of scrutiny, even when it feels unjust. The debate surrounding the lawsuit is intense. Some people are rallying behind Melania, arguing that the remarks made about her were unacceptable and that she has every right to fight back. Others worry that a win for her could set a dangerous precedent, potentially stifling free speech and limiting the media's ability to hold powerful figures accountable. It's a delicate balance, and this case highlights just how complicated that balance can be.